the Building
a Better Flagstaff, brought to you by
you.
Habitat for Humanity
There you
of
go.
Northern Arizona.
All right. See, I need the heavy lifting. Eric Wolverton is with us from Habitat for Humanity, Northern Arizona. Eric, great to see you.
Good to see you, Joe. Thanks for being in the studio and serving everyone today.
Yeah, so they asked me to, and I was just telling the last guest, I'm not quitting my day job over at the chamber for this. So a lot more difficult than I thought to actually execute on, but we're getting it done. We have a nice segment.
That makes me feel pretty good.
Yeah, well, you guys knock it out of the park every morning. Here I am stumbling and bumbling through this, but it's going pretty quickly. And thank you, Habitat, for your support for the program.
Yeah.
And Eric, I know you know every time I see you, something's new, something's great. You've been laying the groundwork for affordable, attainable housing, and you're putting good people into housing. It's so important from the business community's perspective. You know this. The number one priority is workforce housing, and it's keeping our workers here. It's keeping folks in the community so that our employers and our employees can thrive. Talk to us about housing options through Habitat. What's new? What are you doing?
Yeah, so, we just wrapped up a month ago our amazing Blitz Build, and so we had over 150 volunteers for 10 days help us come close to finishing our first 10 homes out of 40.
Wow.
And then we're really excited because we've been getting such fantastic contributions that now we want to move forward quickly with the remaining 30 homes of that 40 home development. So we're looking at actually framing out those other 30 homes this calendar year.
Wow.
Finishing them out over the winter when Mother Nature is going to be dropping the snow.
Yeah.
And we can just work inside.
Okay.
And then with a hope that we'll have those other 30 homes available for purchase at only $100,000 a piece by next summer.
Okay, so let's back up. When you talk about a Blitz Build and you talk about 150 people doing 10, these are single family homes that they're constructing. How large are these single family?
The 500 square feet.
Okay, and in what length of time do 150 people do 10 500 square foot homes?
Well, what's amazing is what we're able to do is we work in partnership. So it's beyond just those volunteers.
Okay.
So when you just had Eric Heiser in here with CCC, so what's really incredible about that, and he's very humbled in that he doesn't really put it out there as the banner to try to raise money, with the bond and other ways, but their CCC home construction management students for the last 4 years have been building our starter homes in a panelized system.
No kidding, yeah.
At their lab where, it's climate controlled and everything like that. They can work on it both semesters in the winter. And then we take those panel systems, we bring it to the work site once the foundation is done, and we raise the walls within 2 or 3 days. We got ourselves a house.
Wow. And
we have our workforce, we're building workforce housing as we're building our workforce with CCC.
That's interesting. You've got folks in training, and they're learning the skills as they build these homes, and it's quite an asset to you because there's zero labor costs, I imagine. Right?
That's right. And then we help CCC because they have zero material costs for that very expensive program.
Right.
Lumber is not cheap, and it's only getting more expensive. So it's a really great collaboration for both organizations to save money. And I really want to emphasize that to our listener base. Us nonprofits, including the community college, we're always trying to find ways not only to better our programs for the people that we serve, but to save money because we realize and respect that it's either coming from tax money or from the donor dollar.
Yeah, that's really interesting. For me, I just learned that you're providing a real-life training atmosphere on the construction tech side, the construction trade side, and it's having a real tangible impact on the community. And then wherever those folks go, hopefully they stay locally and they work for a local construction. One of our great partners, many of them in town, are doing wonderful things on the construction side, both on residential and on commercial. So you're giving these folks, as you said, with the materials you're providing, real life training that happens, and then they can go off and further themselves in their own careers. That's super cool.
Yeah, no, and it's exactly what we need. We've been, unfortunately, ignoring the needs of the trade business for over 30 years and emphasizing that it's a less than type opportunity for folks. Well, because of that, now you can get a job in trade work sometimes making $50, $60, $70 an hour.
Yeah, it's different. The landscape's changed certainly over the last several years, maybe even since COVID, maybe before COVID, but the demand is certainly there for construction in northern Arizona. That's good. The chamber likes that. Business likes that because it supports it's sort of a rising tide, right? That's lifting all boats. But I want to come back to the goals that you have set before you for not just this calendar year, completing those 30 additional homes, but then talk about the process of getting people into those homes after the first of the year. What's that look like?
Well, we already selected our first 10 homeowners. And so we're hoping to be able to move them and sell those homes to them in mid-September. So that's just coming up really soon. And really what we want to do is, with you at the chamber as a partner.
Thank you.
Yeah, we want to make sure that your members are getting what they need.
Yeah.
And that's being able to sustain and keep their workforce.
Yep.
But also to be able to recruit workforce to Flagstaff.
Yeah, true.
Right now, there's very little options, and a lot of people, a lot of members of the chamber right now keep saying, this is what we need. We need our workforce. And so what we feel is the most valuable way to do that is to create a starter home type program, which we did. Because what we want to do is, there are many of our workforce that are unfortunately living in our shelters or in our transitional housing. Let's get them out of there. They don't want to be there to begin with.
So we're getting them into this starter homes, but I love how you encapsulate it, because these people don't stay there long. What you've done is you've given them a platform where they can go from this after a period of time into another level of housing, correct? So
with a ton of cash in the pocket.
So this is more, it's wealth creation.
Yep.
And it's propelling people. It's not a final solution on housing, right? It's only the beginning.
For us, the way we look at Habitat and Starter Homes, we are the graduation out of the supportive housing continuum into self-sufficiency.
That's the word I was looking for.
What we're looking for is, what we want to do is, we know that there is a very large population in Flagstaff that want to better themselves.
Yep.
Unfortunately, the way that some of our programs, including rentals and home ownerships, it makes it very difficult for people to access one important, easy way to grow wealth, and that's equity savings. So home ownership is just doing that. It's allowing low-income families to actually just save equity. Very simple. We are not changing anything in a big way.
No, but you're giving folks who don't have that first step up, that first step, which puts them on the path to saving and earning that equity, and then transitioning that equity into the market economy.
That's it, right? You know, really, what we want to, we want to just allow families to be able to hold on to their wealth. We know that this is a very high-level rental community.
Yeah, it is.
And I'm not going to ever bash an investor that has more than one home. We need that.
Yeah, it's part of the community.
That's right.
Yeah.
But at the same time, what we want to do is just allow people that do not want to participate in that to have an option. And right now, with houses at $750,000, there is not that option.
I've got a question for you, because I know kind of, just based on previous interactions with you, watching how you manage the program over there, learning today about nuances related to this. I know that you are not someone who hasn't thought about what happens after you got 40 homeowners out there.
Yeah.
What is, in your mind, maybe you can, maybe you can't share, but are you thinking about what happens after you've got those 40 and you're done there? What could be next?
Oh, you know what? Now we are a true developer. And so we are already having major talks about what our next constructions are. We're working with the Vintage Properties that donated that 3 acres at Timber Sky Forest.
Yep.
And they're looking at, hey, maybe we can do another 3-acre parcel with a future development. I was just down in the city of Payson last night and talking with the governmental leaders there, political leaders, and then also with the community members. we want to create 3 pilot starter homes for that community to jumpstart that.
You're not just doing it here, you're doing it across northern Arizona.
You got that right.
Yavapai County. Anything in Yavapai County?
No, that is not our area.
Okay.
So we're Habitat of Northern Arizona. So we really encompass typically I-40 and north, but unfortunately in Payson they used to have a Habitat affiliate. But again, with tough economic times, that affiliate they weren't able to stay open. So it's our responsibility to go in there and fill that gap. And we are really, really excited to not only look at ways of expanding in Payson, but we're also working with Winslow and with Page and with Williams. And we're really, really, really thrilled to make starter homes a Northern Arizona option for folks to call housing a reality.
I like it. Eric Wolverton, Habitat for Humanity. Executive Director.
Habitat for Humanity of Northern Arizona.
Northern Arizona. Monica Burris.
Building a Better Flagstaff.
Building a Better Flagstaff. Tongue-tied.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. This is KAFF News Radio 93.5 and AM 930. News, sports,
community.